Hello, Chris Green here with the Flood Insurance Guru. Today we're talking about timeshares. It's a question we get all the time. How exactly is a timeshare covered when it comes to flood insurance? There can be some gray area if you don't understand timeshares. Who owns the building? Who has access to the building? How's the building actually covered? So we're going to talk about some of those things in that video today. First of all, what is a timeshare? Timeshares a lot of times are these, vacation buildings that are owned by certain owners when it comes to having access to certain weeks. For example, I grew up having a timeshare on Savannah Beach or Tybee Island, where my parents owned 2 different weeks throughout the year that we could use. So this is what happens is a timeshare owner usually owns a designated week that they can use, maybe multiple weeks if they purchase them. And then the actual building is under an LLC or corporation where all those owners have an input on the things that happen. So that's what a timeshare is. So then how does it work when it comes to the building coverage? Now, when it comes to building coverage, we're talking about the dwelling form with a timeshare. If it falls under that 75% rule where it's used for 75% residential use, you're going to be looking at the dwelling form. Generally though, you could also be looking at the residential condo building association form if it's used for different things. Maybe part of it's used for commercial, maybe part of it's used for residential. So this is how timeshares work and what timeshares are when it comes to flood insurance. So what about private flood insurance? With private flood insurance, some companies will use this as commercial, some will use it as residential. And once again, it could depend on that 75% rule because a lot of these private carriers do mirror the National Flood Insurance Program forms. So if you've got questions about flood insurance on timeshares, what are your options? What coverages do you need? Maybe you're part of a condo building association that does timeshares. Click below to visit our website, floodinsuranceguru.com. Remember, we have an educational background on flood mitigation, which means we can help you understand flood risks like this right here, your flood insurance and mitigating your property long term. Thank you.